So I think we can all agree that the most important preparation for any successful trip is your iPhone having fully working internet. When navigating around or simply sharing memories doesn't work, well, that's the modern nightmare. To avoid getting stuck while traveling, you need to get a good eSIM iPhone plan. So let's look at the current best eSIMs. Before I start, some of you might not know this, but not all iPhones are compatible with eSIM. iPhones, XR, and later models introduced by Apple all have eSIM capability. But older iPhones like the iPhone 6S, 7, or 8 don't have this. I won't go into too much detail. You can check the link below to find out whether your device is capable. But there is one more thing. Your device needs to be unlocked to use the different carriers. I've left some useful info on how to activate eSIM on iPhone below. With all of that technical stuff out of the way, let's talk about the best eSIM providers. Today, I'll compare Saily versus Airalo versus Nomad. Right off the bat, if you're new to this or just want to get the best valued option and move on, then I recommend Saily for iPhone. It works best when traveling in a single country and when you don't need super heavy internet usage. You might be surprised that Saily is a new player in the market because it comes out swinging, being available in 150 countries and with great pricing. But delving a bit deeper, you can find room for improvement. I've noticed that there is just a small amount of Caribbean islands on Saily's list, for example, and the ones that are there are quite limited in their plans. That's a popular tourist location, so I hope to see improvement there soon. But seeing how fast Saily is taking over the market, it's a question of when, not if. So as I've mentioned, Saily eSIM iPhone plans are focused on single countries and they don't support phone calls or SMS, just data. But to put this into perspective, there are only a few eSIMs that offer these types of plans, and even then, they're super limited. You do get full 5G integration with Saily though. Oh, and if you're gonna get Saily eSIM for iPhone or any other of my recommended eSIMs, why not use the discount link below to get the lowest possible price and help this channel stay independent? Thanks for your support. Anyway, if you want the same 5G integration, but with even more countries and that offers limited call or SMS support, my next recommendation is Airalo eSIM for iPhone. I think it's the best eSIM for global coverage and highly customizable plans. You're not forced to go global. There are country or region-specific options with only data included. But it's one of the best travel eSIM options, since global plans have coverage in 124 countries simultaneously, offering two types of data packages: data only or data with calls and texts. So I highly recommend Airalo when you need to stay fully connected with data, calls, and SMS. One eSIM to rule them all. Nomad eSIM for iPhone is another great option. In fact, it offers so many plans that it can be hard to choose which one is right for you. For single country use, you can opt for a typical regular plan or choose a specific number of days to access high-speed internet, with options ranging from 500 megabytes to 3 gigabytes per day, depending on the country, of course. This flexibility is particularly useful for workations, allowing you to turn your iPhone into a hotspot and stay connected effortlessly. Nomad also provides small regional plans for seamless travel between neighboring countries, such as Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines, making it the best choice for regional trips. For global travelers, Nomad plans cover up to 109 countries, ensuring good connectivity almost anywhere. Additionally, they offer prepaid SMS plans for the USA and Canada, though sadly, no call options are available. Again, if you're planning to grab any of these recommendations, make sure to use the discounts below or scan the QR code on the screen for the best current deal. But this video isn't over yet. I also did some real-life testing. When's a better time for that than while visiting Paris? First, is Saily easy to use on iPhone? Yeah, but I found that the first connection to this eSIM took a bit of time. However, overall usability for everyday tasks was fine, and my connection was reliable. It was perfectly suitable for checking social media, watching some YouTube content, and similar light internet usage. What I will say is that I wish they had added a warning when I used up a certain amount of data. Traveling means a lot of new information, so it's easy to forget you've used everything up. The Airalo situation was similar. Everyday browsing was smooth most of the time, but I noticed that it drained my iPhone battery when I was trying to upload large video files. And since I needed to send many high-quality videos back to the office, it was a bit bothersome. Now, an eSIM itself doesn't use more battery than a physical eSIM, but if you're using a phone with two eSIMs, physical and eSIM, your phone must maintain a connection to two networks. So naturally, this translates into a higher battery drain. Lastly, is Nomad easy to use on iPhone? Yeah, It works quite well on my phone, especially for everyday use cases like chatting or sending images. I didn't notice any problems or real slowdowns, though it might not be perfect for heavy usage or large files. For a more in-depth comparison, let's jump to our research station and see how all three eSIMs line up. Our research team has taken the USA as a baseline and then a few holiday destinations, such as Spain, Mexico, and the Caribbean. After a few tests, a trend emerged. Airalo was more stable. Airalo offered slightly faster connections if we only look at the average, since Saily and Nomad had a wider range, meaning that while sometimes their speeds were lower than Airalo, other times they jumped ahead significantly. From a numbers perspective, Saily might have been the slowest one, just slightly, but still slower. This newcomer has some catching up to do. Oh, and concerning stability or coverage, our research team didn't notice any real issues with any of the three providers, though Airalo just covers more countries, so it has an advantage there. So pricing is difficult to condense into a few sentences, since there are so many different variables. But the gist of it is that all three providers offer similarly priced plans for 1, 5, or 10 gigabytes of data. If you want more options for global travel, Airalo can offer around 20 gigabytes for a full year, and for local trips, Nomad has more varied options. Now, if we're getting technical, the most affordable of these three is Saily. So if you plan to visit France or Mexico this year, the cheapest way is to be with Saily. But if you plan to be moving along Europe or Asia, then Nomad is the cheapest, as Saily doesn't offer regional options yet. And surprise, surprise, Airalo covers what's left of the world and offers the cheapest data for global travel, as well as being the only provider here to offer SMS and calls, not only data. Keep in mind that this is very limited and quite pricey, but I like that you get a choice. So to be fair, all three providers offer good value for your money, and there are no hidden fees. Just make sure you pick the right one for your trip and grab it through the discount link below for the best price. A small note, make sure that you install the eSIM on your iPhone immediately after purchasing the plan. This is just to ensure that you can start using the data when you need it. Planning for a trip can be a hassle on its own, and sometimes people simply forget the setup, so don't be one of them. Okay, so to summarize, Saily versus Airalo versus Nomad, I would recommend Saily as the best for single country travel and light usage. It stood out as a fresh service with a wide selection of countries and, most importantly, highly affordable plans, ideal for newcomers to the eSIM world. For those needing extensive global coverage, Airalo has the best plans. It also is the only provider offering calls and SMS, albeit very limited. So grab Airalo to ensure full connectivity across the world. Meanwhile, Nomad works best for small regional plans or work travel. It's a great option for travel across neighboring countries with high-speed data plans. It's perfect if you want to turn your iPhone into a hotspot while traveling. All right, so do you have any experience using my recommendations or eSIM for iPhone in general? If so, share it in the comments section. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We'll try to get to as many of them as possible. As always, if you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel. I hope my best travel eSIM for iPhone video helped you out, and I'll see you all later.